Hi.
Despite Southampton obviously winning midweek, they've struggled in the Premier League this season and the manager's under pressure. Is this a good or bad time to be playing them?
I don't have an idea. I don't know. I'm not in the dressing room, not in the thoughts. We have experienced some really tough matches against them, and I expect a difficult game again.
There's been a real shift in atmosphere at the Emirates this season. And it feels like the first time in a long, long time that the fans feel really behind the team, you as a manager, and your style of play. What does that mean to you? And does that bring extra pressure to continue winning?
I think that brings joy and more willingness to continue our journey together and get better. I think when you see people happy, people attached to what we are doing, and a club that is connected from top to bottom is exactly what you want. And now we need to give them the right reasons to continue to be as supported and as excited as they are right now.
And the load on the players this season is likely to be the highest we've ever seen, obviously with their first ever Winter World Cup. How do you assess the depth of your squad and your ability to remain competitive against, more experienced squads?
It will depend in a lot of factors, how players are performing, the injuries that you have, what happens in that World Cup. There is a lot of question marks there that we don't have the answers to. We are planning to obviously have the right resources to continue the way we are right now. But again, as you said, it never happened. We have to all experience and try our best to get the right outcome.
And you have a wealth of talent at left back. Obviously Zinchenko, Tomiyasu and Tierney. How do you decide which player who to start? Obviously they've all started at different points this season. And how do you keep them all happy?
What we want to keep them is all competitive. To keep them all happy, I think, is impossible, because when one plays and the other one is not as happy as the one that is playing. But I think the three of them, when they play, they've been really good, and this is what we need. In different games, we need different things from that position, and we adapt each game.
And finally from me, is an unused sub remaining in the dugout until full time a non-negotiable?
Sorry?
Cristiano.
Yeah?
Is an unused sub remaining in the dugout until the end of the match?
I think
is that a non-negotiable?
That depends on any club. I don't know. I just look after my club, which I have a lot to worry.
Okay, James. How's Saka? He came off 5 minutes from time.
I think he's fine. I think he was a bit struggling at the end, but hopefully he will be fine for Sunday.
And Martinelli okay? He obviously came on yesterday. Good.
Yeah, he came on. He had a tough week. He wasn't feeling great during the week, but towards the day before the game, he was already feeling better, and that's why we decided to play him a little bit.
And Zinchenko, how close is he to returning?
I think it's close. He's getting better and better, and he's progressing really well. He had a setback on that injury that I had at the start of the season, which is a shame, but knowing Alex, he will be back very soon.
Not this weekend, though?
I can't tell you.
So he's in contention, potentially?
He's always in contention.
Okay. Just a word on Xhaka. His turnaround must have been made of 3 years ago, being booed off by his own fans. What role have you played in his new-found form and his different role here at Arsenal since then?
I think everybody at the club has been trying to give him support and try to help him. Sometimes try to guide him, sometimes try to encourage him, sometimes calm him down. He's a player with a big character that is very passionate about everything that he does, but at the same time it's a really honest and humble guy, and I think he deserves what he's getting.
When you arrived, was he close to leaving?
I think he was. At least he had some thoughts about that possibility in his head, and we just tried to convince him to give himself and the club another opportunity.
What did you say?
I think he talked about it. I don't like to talk about prior conversation. I think he's made it clear in the press what happened, and I leave it there.
And you're talking about the schedule there. Interesting. Last night I read that you were saying that you want players to continue playing. You're not going to rotate the squad as much. Is that feasible, though, given the amount of games that are coming?
We are going to rotate the squad, but I cannot change 11 players in the lineup every 3 days. It's crazy. And we don't have enough numbers to change 11 players in every game. We were with 15, 16 outfield players in the last 4 or 5 weeks. So players are going to have to play. And if we want robust players, they're going to have to start to do that early in their careers.
Can I ask you about Steven Gerrard? What was your reaction to him?
Very sad for him. He's a player that I admire a lot, a person that I really respect, a manager that he did extremely well at Rangers. He started really well at Villa, but this job is like this, unfortunately. So from my side, all the support, because I'm sure he's having a difficult time.
Do you think he'll come back and manage in the Premier League again?
I'm sure he will, yeah.
And just finally, one on Southampton, if that's all right. This game last season you lost, and it ended up being crucial in terms of missing out on Champions League places. Is there almost a score to settle in that sense?
Well, obviously there is an experience that it was painful, especially the way the game turned up and the consequences to it. So we know where the danger is with that team.
Mikel, just wondering, in the World Cup, what's the plans for Arsenal? What are you going to do with the players who aren't selected? Are you going to go? I believe Newcastle and Saudi Arabia. What are Arsenal going to do? Have you decided?
Yeah, we are planning. We have a few options that we are trying to close down. It will depend on how many players are selected there. But yeah, we have a few plans.
Are you going to try and be close to Qatar so that players who get knocked out of the tournament can join up with you?
It's a possibility, yes.
Okay. In terms of Southampton, they've been a tricky side for Arsenal at times over the Emirates in the past few years. Are they also tricky to play because you don't know what Southampton's going to turn up? They're very streaky. They win a few, lose a few. Does that make it difficult for you?
Well, it's difficult. Obviously, we have a day to prepare the game. Obviously, we have watched certain games. We haven't finalized all the preparation because we have a training session tomorrow. And against us, they played in various ways. So we know what we can expect, but we don't have certainty how they're going to start the game.
In terms of a quarter of the season gone, how would you analyse it so far?
Well, very positive. The winning percentage is extremely high. The way we are performing is really good, and we are in the position that we want to be.
Yeah, you're in the position top in the country, number one. So does that mean you're the best team in the country at the moment?
That means that now we are there, but it's a long season, and we have to deserve to be there when it comes to May.
Okay, Nick.
Hi Mikel. The club have informed us today that Martin Odegaard has won a special award in Norway as the best Norwegian player, effectively. Just some thoughts on Martin and his progress?
Yeah, very happy. He got that award when we were in Norway to play Bodo, and he was very surprised with it. I think he needs to take it as a big compliment. It's a big award. I think he was really happy with it, so we are proud of him.
Does that make him a better player than Erling Haaland? Would you rather have Martin than Haaland?
I'm really happy to have Martin.
And just a word about Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Of course, he's on loan at Southampton, so can't play. How's he getting on? He's not really playing much for them, is he?
Yes, obviously he won't be able to play against us, and as you said, he hasn't played that much. Hopefully he can get the minutes, he can pick up some momentum as well, because we need him to play the games.
Has he got a future at Arsenal, or is that him finished at the club now?
Well, the future that he has right now is his present. Is the most important thing, is for him to get there and get his place and start to perform at the level that he can.
What can he do to get back to the levels he was in England international not long ago?
That's something now for his manager to probably answer, because he's not with us, and he needs to focus now in the present, which is the most important thing for his future.
Okay, 10 days tonight, guys.
Hi.